You can't keep getting away with it! He can't keep getting away with it! He won't.
So I just caught the second half of Thunder Pacers game, double OT again for the Thunder, and they scrape by with another win, thanks to classic OKC ref ball. Just really frustrating, really fun game. The whole fourth quarter was awesome. Watching the Pacers, put up that performance with all their injuries was really impressive. I mean, the Thunder weren't healthy either. Both teams were dealing with a lot of injuries. Thunder were missing, Caruso, J-Dub, Cason Wallace. Pacers were missing Halliburton. Nembhard went out in the third quarter. They had Nesmith and Mathurin both fell out in the fourth quarter and overtime, respectively. Okay, so overviews of the game. Both teams shot horribly from the three-point line, as you can see here. Pacers really turned it on in the third quarter, and that's what brought them back in the game. And I got to talk about the free throws. Last season, the most free throws attempted by a team was 53 attempts by the Raptors in the beginning of last season. Thunder put up 51 attempts today, so they already almost set the season high. That might be the season high for when the season ends, but I doubt it. I'm sure the Thunder will find a way to get 60 or more. And if you look at this, last year the most free throws attempted in a game, Giannis attempted 26 in December. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander today attempted 26, 23 for 26. So right now, day 3 of the NBA, Shai has already tied last season's free throw attempt high. The last free throw was especially egregious. He jumped right into Mathurin's back. It was tough to watch, and it fouled the guy out too, so he missed pretty much all of the second overtime. Outside of the referee help, Thunder obviously still played a great game. Shai had 55 points, 23, basically over half of them were from free throws, but he still was amazing out there. Dude makes some incredibly tough shots. He could have been fouled at the end of regulation too, which they didn't call, which was a huge shock. But the amount of whistle he gets just relative to the physicality of some of the other players is just astounding to me. Dort especially, I thought, was just out there hacking. Really surprised he didn't foul out. Wiggins, absolutely amazing. 5 for 9 on 3, 23 points. This dude's a torture. If he was on the Wizards, he's probably the best player on their team. He probably averages 25 a game on the Wizards. Maybe that's saying much, but you know what I mean? He's one of those dudes where he's like the 5th option here, and he could easily be a 3rd option on a significant, or even a 1 or 2 option on a bad team. Hartenstein was just being a beast out there. He didn't show up on the stat sheet that much, but 14 rebounds is huge. Chet shot terribly from 3, but overall he still had a good game, 15 points, 12 rebounds. It seemed like he was kind of being hunted on defense because the Pacers had no offense. They essentially just did one-on-one ball and then a game, and it was usually Mathurin versus Chet or Siakam versus Chet. And Siakam hit some crazy shots, same with Mathurin. They were hitting step-backs over him. They did take a lot of bad ones too, so in that respect, Chet was playing good D. And last shout-out for the Thunder is AJ Mitchell. Who is this dude, man? 26 points. He put up 19 shots, which is crazy, the second most for the entire team. But the kid looks composed. He's reckless, but he's going to be good with it. He's a good bench player for them. Let's talk about the Pacers. Siakam, he's on my fantasy team this year, 32 points, 15 rebounds. Dude does it from all over. He needs to work on his free throws, though. 5 for 12, that's a double OT game. Yeah, those free throws pretty much cost the win. Nembhard got hurt in the third. Not sure how this game would have turned out if he played, but he was 0 for 5. I'm not sure if it's a serious injury. Mathurin had a hell of a game, 36 points, 17 from the line, so he was his own version of Shai, just very reckless. He just coming down at 100 miles an hour. Him, Nesmith, Jarris Walker, I thought all 3 of them looked so good on some plays and then looked absolutely terrible on the very next play. They're out of control. They need to work on their control, controlling that speed, not being reckless, not taking so many fadeaway contested step backs. Ben Shepherd was solid off the bench, 15 points, 3 for 7 from the three-point line. Dude is really good, quality role player. He's like the Cason Wallace for their team. Also want to mention Obi Toppin. Didn't shoot well from 3, 0 for 8, but he still had 20 points, and he was just a maniac out there, running around, had 5 rebounds, 2 steals, 3 assists. He was a solid role player for them and was huge for them at the end, and that steal should have been legit because he would have just dunked it, and then it would have been a 2-point game. Okay, so another overtime game. That one was freaking awesome. And I'll tell you why I think that one is way more awesome. Even though the Pacers game was really fun to watch too, the ending of Nuggets Golden State was Steph Curry dribbles, Draymond sets a nice screen, and he hits a crazy 3. The very next play is Jokic has the ball, and he passes a backdooring Jamal Murray for a lay-in. And then the next play is Jimmy Butler kick out to Al Horford, who hits an open shot, and then the very next play is a steal by Aaron Gordon, and then he takes it all the way and hits a pull up. It was good play after good play, great offense beating good to great defense. It was fun to watch versus what Thunder Pacers was a lot of free throws. Just got to say that I really hope that is the Western Conference Finals. This matchup would be great. I don't think it's going to happen. I want this to happen because I love watching these two teams, but I don't think it's going to happen because the Warriors are going to be hurt. There's 0% chance all of Jimmy, Steph, Draymond, and Al Horford are going to be healthy by the time the playoffs come around. That's just how I feel. Same reason I don't think the Clippers or the Lakers are going to go to the conference finals. Someone's going to be hurt. Okay, so standout players, obviously, for the Denver Nuggets, Aaron Gordon, 10 for 11 from 3 right here. Just insane field goal percentage, 17 for 21, 50 points, 8 rebounds, just a crazy performance. This is the Aaron Gordon that there's some Orlando Magic fans out there who were just thinking, man, why couldn't he have done this, 8 years ago? Jokic with the triple-double, 13 and 10, 21 points. Jamal Murray, 25 points. Played him in fantasy, and he totally scorched me. Did great for my opponent. I, on the other hand, have Christian Brown, who did terrible tonight. Horrible game for him. Cam Johnson didn't look good either. I don't know why. I didn't watch the first half of the game because I was watching the other game, but I'm surprised I didn't see Bruce Brown in there at the end. I think he could have done something for him that Cam Johnson wasn't doing. So the Warriors, Steph Curry obviously was the standout. 42 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 steals. He even had a block. Only 2 turnovers. Yeah, 6 for 12 from 3. Just a great classic Steph game. Shows why he's a legend. And that whole fourth quarter and overtime, he was doing all the work. Jimmy, Draymond, Kuminga, Al Horford, Podminski, they knew how they were going to win the game, and it was going to by feeding Steph. They were setting him picks. He was running around like crazy. Christian Brown had a terrible game, and it was probably because he was so tired from chasing Steph Curry. Off-ball screens, setting picks, getting a rebound, and instead of, Jonathan Kuminga taking a terrible fadeaway right after, a contested shot, he's seeing Steph Curry cut and giving him a nice bounce pass for a nice reverse layup or feeding someone in the corner. You know what I mean? Like, these guys know every offensive rebound they get is a potential three-pointer for Steph Curry, and that's why the Warriors are so deadly and why they dominated for so many years in the past. Horford looked freaking amazing for them. 13 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal and a block. 3 for 4 from three-point land, 5 for 8 overall. Just, if he's healthy all year, this team is going to be dangerous. Kuminga, again, didn't shoot as well as the other night, but he still had 14 points, played really good defense, and he especially is figuring out his role on this team. I don't think he's going to be traded anymore. So shout out for Will Richard. He had some really good minutes in the fourth quarter. He hit a big 3 that I think tied the game or at least made it closer, and he had his nice welcome to the league moment where I think 3 possessions in a row, Aaron Gordon just back down, took it to him and scored in a row. Like, he big leagued him, and it was super fun to watch. Really fun game. It's so much more than the Thunder Pacers game, which is insane to say when it's the rematch of the Game 7 finals. And, it was basically Game 8 of the finals, and I was way more entertained by these two teams, mainly because of the way they score.